Hello Cancer, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for August 2017. And quick update for you guys. Remember, stay tuned this week. I'm actually going to be putting up a special video on the Uranus retrograde, which is going on. This is kind of an interesting one. It's the last retrograde of Uranus while he's committed to Aries exclusively for a set period, for a while, for a long while. So there's going to be something different about the latter half of this year. And I do want to talk to everyone about that because it's more of a collective astrology and less so much personal, I think. That's the vibe I'm getting from it this time around. So stay tuned. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with your month? Well, Cancer, in the beginning of the month, we've got some leftover energies from July. We've got Venus in your sign, giving you the wild card blessings of Venus, turning you into kind of a magnet. You know, when Venus is in our sign, we become the master attractor. You know, are we trying to attract new people into our space, new friends, new social opportunities? This could be great for love and affection, attracting new lovers, or, drawing more love energy into our space and into our relationships. Some of you may actually also be trying to attract yourself to some kind of new group or new opportunity that is not necessarily, you're not necessarily pulling it to you, but magnetizing yourself to it this month. And there will be a successful energy pull in that direction sometime between the 1st and the 26th if you are trying to get that in motion. But you actually have to will it into being, don't just think about it. There's a difference between thinking and using your will. We also have Mars in Leo, in your earned income sector, for the entirety of the month. Which is beautiful for money, because whenever Mars is in a primary money sector, what I always say, it always brings that opportunity for overtime. A lot of extra money, wealth, riches and security and all that kind of stuff. And we're talking about a lot of that increasing your workload, increasing your productivity, but also increasing your hours. If you've been worried about things getting a bit slow, maybe you've been noticing sales are a bit sluggish, or they're cutting back hours at work, or, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do, this is really starting to churn that energy a bit more for you. A lot of you are going to find extra opportunities to kind of build on the money that you're already making by doing more at one job, so it's kind of like you're actually getting able to plug more in. But with Mars in the earned income sector, this may also be an opportunity for those of you looking for a new job to get something a bit more competitive than your most recent one. You may be thrown into a more competitive environment, much more, I guess you could say, high-paced, much more high-pressured. If you like that kind of challenge, those kinds of jobs definitely show up when Mars is in the earned income sector. And lucky for you, that season lasts all month long. So, let's start with a big one. Alright, on the 7th we've got our first of the two eclipses. It's the full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius, in your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as your self-employment opportunities, as well as maybe even spousal or partner income. Now remember, lunar eclipses bring endings. Solar eclipses bring beginnings, and it's important to remember that. Some folks get a bit confused, even some astrologers kind of just gloss over it and you think both are endings or both are beginnings, and that's just not true. And with this lunar eclipse in the 8th house, we do see a source of revenue or a source of income over the next 4 months changing drastically. This could be for the positive for a lot of you guys. This is, loosely making a fairly good connection to Jupiter in your 4th house of home and family. You may actually be selling a property and making a fair amount of money. Some of you may actually elect to put a property on the market in the early parts of this month and notice that people are buying a lot sooner than we expect. Some of you may be noticing that a partner is wanting to or has decided to leave their job or to change their career. Because this is, a bit more auspicious for you, though, I'm not worried about that. I think that you may actually find that your partner does change jobs over the next few months, or your partner is already working on finding an opportunity to change jobs over the next few months. It's important to pay attention to the fact that, lunar eclipses, something is initiated around that beginning, okay, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, the first couple of weeks, kind of like a regular full moon, but its energy ripples out for months. following up, in this case towards the end of October, beginning of November. And so we may be noticing that, something splits. We're kind of cut off from a normal revenue stream, but it works for us. This eclipse can also indicate, however, that you could be seeing something, an opportunity to take advantage of maybe a new source of outside income, but it may require you to sacrifice one that you have right now. And so this is outside of your salary and hourly income. On the 12th of the month, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Virgo in your third house of communications, pacts, and promises. And it's going to be a very interesting month for a lot of you Cancer people, because you're going to be noticing that a lot of people are going to be asking you to make good on promises and commitments that you have made to them. And some of them may have been idle promises, misunderstandings. We never said we were going to do that for you. Were serious? I wasn't serious, I was being polite. And that could be kind of a humorous joke, I guess you could say, especially from the 12th to the 31st. People will be coming back and kind of ask you to make good on things that you said you were supposed to do. And it can cause some challenges. There is a lesson, don't do it if you can't do it. Don't make promises you can't keep. But also, at the same time with Mercury retrograde, it's also time for you to consider where you can take things off the table that you didn't want put on in the first place. This is, in a good sense, this is how we go about, say, getting out of a contract we don't want to be in anymore. Getting in, maybe it's a binding contract, a payment plan, a car lease or an apartment lease or something. How do we take it and kind of pull it apart? This is the Mercury retrograde you want for that. However, I would be careful not to replace it with anything, so quickly, and I would be careful not to do anything drastic just because it is Mercury retrograde. It's going to be hard to replace it with something firm. Whatever we take off the table may not be replaced with something wholly firm until we get into the second week of September. But be careful, but you can navigate these energies no problem. On the 21st of the month, we do have a solar eclipse. This is the beginnings one, right? The solar eclipse new moon in Leo, your earned income sector. And this is a huge opportunity when it comes to employment and work opportunities for you. This is a big money month for a lot of you Cancerian people. With this eclipse comes an opportunity over the next few months to actually either A, have a new job built for you, or perhaps a new title or a new role or a new group built for you, or you and a colleague, but also a new pay scale or a new type of salary coming your way. This is more than just a raise. I am feeling like if you're trying to get into a new job, you may actually take on a different title. You may be training in a different respect there. But over the course of the 21st of August through, again, that end of getting closer to November now, this energy is really working hard on trying to give your whole work and income profile a big overhaul. If you're not working, okay, this could actually still be an opportunity for you to monetize even a hobby that you have, and may find that actually somebody's willing to pay you big bucks for it. That's definitely more of a 5th house energy, but the reason I'm bringing that up here is because Jupiter will be moving into that 5th house of yours in October, and these energies are going to overlap, and so there may even be something kind of going on top of that there. On the 22nd of the month, we do have the Sun moving into Virgo, into your 3rd house of communications, pacts, and promises, but also your relationships with your colleagues, as well as your relatives of this generation, siblings, cousins. And the Sun in this area is working on reconnecting, on mending things. It can be mending pacts and promises, again, renegotiating things, getting things on better terms, but it's also getting on better terms with these people. Where have we gotten drifted from them in some way? Maybe we're looking to try and promote ourselves a little bit. The 3rd house does talk about, spreading the word for yourself. This can be an area that talks about publishers being able to actually kind of get a little bit of a testing ground or a bit of a proving ground for whatever they're publishing or whatever they're publicizing. It's important, however, to remember, again, Mercury is retrograde in this area of your chart until the 31st of the month, so everything, we're kind of, we're in the sandbox for now. I'm sorry, the Sun in Virgo is going to be here up until the 3rd week of September anyway, so there's plenty of energy to work with and play with there. But whatever we're trying to heal, mend, fix, renegotiate, or alter to go better in our favor in any of these relationships and any of these agreements or arrangements, this is the month where we finally get people actually willing to do things in a way where it creates a win-win, or possibly even something lopsided but in our favor. On the 25th of the month, we've got Saturn turning direct in your 6th house, Sagittarius, the 6th house of health, well-being, your reputation, your schedule, as well as, just your overall productivity and your service to others. And with Saturn turning direct, over the last, few months, we've actually, I think a lot of you Cancerian people have enjoyed a bit of a break. Saturn in the 6th house for the last couple of years has made it hard for a lot of you to get noticed. It's been teaching you a lot about making sure that what you do for people as an act of service or for your work or anything like that, or whatever you're trying to get done, needs to actually be, seen. It needs to be felt. It needs to be understood. Sometimes a lot of you Cancerian people have a tendency to be a bit more passive than you should. You're a cardinal sign, for God's sake. And with Saturn, in this area, it might be hard to, get the credit that we're looking for. Or, again, get that, get something, the credence that it deserves, or the work that, the acknowledgement and the validation it deserves. This is working that over for you, and it's the last leg of Saturn's journey through Sagittarius for a long time. And so once it goes back, you may actually notice, again, it's harder to get and hold people's attention. It may also bring up some health concerns that we need to handle, especially ones that could be related to an old issue from our past or something that we have neglected to take care of during the course of this Saturn. If you've been having a chronic tooth issue, or a chronic vision issue, something that you've just kind of let slide, Saturn may intensify the symptoms to give that area of your life the attention it deserves as well, because not only can you be asking for attention, but you need to be giving you important attention as well. On the 26th of the month, we've got Venus moving into Leo, into that earned income sector, where she is going to be all the way up well into September. And again, in addition to Mars's hard money, we've got easy money options coming your way, and you're going to be noticing people giving you a lot more favors, giving you a lot more breaks, possibly even giving you incentives to work for them. Authority figures or even clients and customers giving you incentives to give them the priority over even other people you are working and serving. So it looks, again, it's one of the best financial months by a long shot for a lot of you Cancerian people, at least until we get up until probably, I'm going to say probably up and closer to, at the end of the year, beginning of next year. This is definitely going to be an awesome month financially, and so is September. Finally, we have Mercury retrograding away from Virgo, away from that 3rd house of communications, pacts, and promises, and back into this earned income sector. And this might not be so bad on a lot of you in August, but in September, be careful. It seems like with Mercury retrograde in the earned income sector, there could be a lot of issues where a lot of time is wasted on fixing problems that either we didn't cause, or fixing problems that we didn't think were problems, but it turns out they actually are. We're going to be uncovering a lot of issues on the workforce, the workspace. Again, it's more of a September angle. Mercury retrograde can also create some inconsistencies when it comes to, the quality of work that not only you are being given, but the quality of work that you're able to work with people with. You may be noticing, oh my God, I'm not used to working with this type of customer, or I'm not used to working with this type of colleague. But again, it's more of a September energy, but it begins on the 31st. Thank God it only goes on for about a week and a half. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it, Cancer. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.